Hello and welcome to the USA Breaking News on 14th July 2026. Budapest, Hungary. Hungary's parliament has voted to remove President Tamas Salyoko from office, marking one of the most dramatic political developments in the country's recent history. The decision was approved on Monday, July 13, 2026, after newly elected government, led by Prime Minister Peter Magyar and his TSAV party, accused Salyok of being too closely aligned with former Prime Minister Viktor Orban, arguing that he could no longer serve as an impartial head of state. The move comes just months after the TSAV party defeated Orban's Fidesz party in the April general election, ending Fidesz's 16 years grip on power. Using its parliamentary majority, the new government amended the constitution to terminate Suryok's mandate, along with the terms of several senior officials appointed during the Orban's administration. Officials say that the reforms are part of broader effort to overhaul institutions and remove figures viewed as a royal to the previous governments. Among those affected is Peter Polti, the president of Hungary's constitutional court, whose mandate has also been terminated. The political analysts have described Monday's vote as one of the most significant moments in Hungary's modern political history, reflecting the sweeping changes introduced by the new administration after it took office in early May following its surprise election victory. Under Hungarian law, President Suryok has 5 days to either sign the constitutional amendment or refer it to the Constitutional Court for review. Prime Minister Magyar warned that if Suryok chooses to challenge the amendment before the courts, his government will begin impeachment proceeding, a move that would immediately suspend the president from office. Another option available to Suryok would be to resign voluntarily to avoid triggering a constitutional and political crisis. Lawmakers from the opposition Fidesz party walked out of the parliament before the vote, accusing the TSAV government of attempting to establish authoritarian rule. Fidesz also argued that the constitutional amendment gives the government excessive powers to dismiss senior state officials at will and with immediate effects. The political standoff is expected to deepen in the coming days as Hungary faces growing uncertainty over the future of its constitutional order and democratic institutions. Netherlands, a group of lawyers representing Congolese citizens, including people from the former Katanga region, has filed a complaint against the government of the Democratic Republic of Congo (DRC) at the International Criminal Court (ICC), alleging crimes against humanity. The complaint submitted on July 10, 2026, accuses the Congolese government of committing 11 separate acts that the lawyers amount to crime against humanity in various parts of the country. Among the incidents cited are the death of hundreds of inmates and injury of many others during attempted prison break at Makara Central Prison in 2024, as well as killings reported in Lubumbashi, Koriwezi, and other part of the former Katanga province. Aroya Elve Diokiese alleged that some of the abuses involved members of the Force de Progress, a youth movement affiliated with the ruling Union for Democracy and Social Progress (UDPC), along with individuals from the Luba community. The ethnic group associated with President Felix Tshisekedi, Diokiese further claimed that statement made by certain government officials and influential figures reflected what he described as ethnic superiority. According to him, some officials have suggested that members of the Ruba community from the Kasai region are not only in power but are the state itself. Another lawyer involved in the case, Bernard Maingani, argued that the DRC judicial system has failed to investigate or prosecute the alleged abuses, prompting the Erego team to seek intervention from the ICC. Maingani said the complaint fully complies with Article 15 of the Rome statute, which allows the ICC prosecutor to receive information on alleged crime from individuals or organizations. He expressed confidence that submission should be formally considered. The complaint has also been lodged in Belgium, as some of the individuals named in the filing reportedly hold Belgian citizen. The next step will be for the relevant judicial authorities to assess the complaint and determine whether there are sufficient grounds to open a formal investigation into the allegation. The government of the Democratic Republic of Congo has not publicly responded to the allegations contained in the complaint. The ICC will determine whether the legal thresholds for opening an investigation has been met. Washington and Tehran, the United States has launched a new wave of military strikes against targets in Iran as tension between the two countries continue to escalate, with Iran responding by firing missiles and drones at USA military bases across the region. According to the USA military, the latest strikes targeted the Iranian military infrastructure, including coastal defense position, missile and drone storage facilities, and naval assets believed to support attacks in the Persian Gulf. Washington said the operation was aimed at weakening Iran's ability to strengthen commercial shipping passing through the Strait of Hormuz, one of the world's most critical energy trade routes. The strikes come shortly after USA President Donald Trump announced plans to tighten American control over maritime traffic through the Strait of Hormuz, warning that Iran would face further restriction on vessels entering or leaving its port via the strategic waterway. Trump said the United States would continue overseeing security in the Strait of Hormuz, through which roughly 20% of the world's oil supply passes. The USA president also announced that commercial vessels using the route would be required to pay 20% security fee for American protection. Will be paid for providing a security, Trump said. Despite the intensifying conflict, Trump maintained that a negotiated agreement to end the fighting remained possible, saying diplomacy is still on the table even as the military operations continue. Iran has not yet issued a detailed response to the latest USA strikes, although it has continued launching missile and drone attacks targeting American military position in the region. The renewed exchange of attacks has heightened fear of broader region conflicts and raised fresh concern over the security of global energy supplies passing through the Strait of Hormuz. Lima, Peru, Norwegian football star Erling Haaland has inspired hundreds of parents in Peru, with more than 500 newborn babies being named after the striker following his outstanding performance at the 2026 FIFA World Cup. According to the Peru's National Civil Registry, Haaland's remarkable display at the tournament have made him one of the country's most popular names for newborns. Officials figures show that 468 babies born since the start of the World Cup have been given one of Erling Braut Haaland's name, while 91 others were registered with the full name Erling Haaland. A civil registry spokesperson Ivan Torres said that the trend reflects Peruvians' passion for football and their admiration for standout players at a major international tournaments. Many Peruvian parents are naming their children after football star. Torres said Haaland has enjoyed an impressive World Cup campaign, scoring 7 goals in 4 matches to help Norway reach the quarterfinal for the first time in a decade. His goal tally leaves him just one behind tournament leaders Kylian Mbappe and Lionel Messi, who each have 8 goals and remain in the competition. Naming children after famous footballers is nothing new. In Peru, registry records show that 33,809 Peruvians have been named after Neymar Jr., while 3,694 carried the name Lionel Messi, and 1,241 have been named after Cristiano Ronaldo. The latest figure highlights Haaland's glowing global influence with his performance at the 2026 World Cup, extending beyond the football pitch and inspiring families thousands of miles away. That's all for now. Thank you for watching.